is good, it's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about 2K24 MyTEAM, and for no money spent players, is it the end? And a lot of what I'm going to be talking about today specifically is revolves around the removal of the auction house, okay? And with that, how is that going to impact no money spent squad players in general? Now, there's a lot of different avenues, a lot of different things we need to talk about in this. Before we dive any further into it, if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we are on the road towards 120,000 subscribers. So here's what I'll start with, okay? The days of the auction house are done. So the days of, being able to snipe cards, being able to get deals, being able to get budget ballers for really cheap, those are done. What isn't gone is this: the ability to make MT by strictly playing the game. And so I get the whole point of, oh my gosh, auction house is gone, no money spent players are done for. I get it. I truly fully get it. Now on the flip side, for me, you get, it says, basically double MT by playing the game. And this comes from somebody who, again, I'm decent at the game, but in the past has been able to make 15 or so thousand MT by just strictly playing the game per hour. Okay, so if that doubles, if I'm able to get 30,000 MT per hour by playing the game, I'll be fine. And if it takes the average person, 2 hours to get 30,000 MT, I think they'll be fine as well. And my whole thing is, you get a lot by just playing the game, in my opinion, right? You can talk about the token market cards. You can talk about, the rewards for this specific game mode. You can talk about just by playing the game, you'll get the diamond Kyrie Irving. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he's going to be the best, or the highest tier of a card. If you want to, if you complete everything, you'll get the diamond Brandon Roy. So I get the whole, oh, no money spent players are done for, but let's all go back to this. MT, the main way to earn it by playing the game. XP, the only way to earn it is by playing the game. So I get the auction house being gone is maybe a worrisome thing for some players, but to me, it all goes back to, you just got to get off the ground, right? So whether you have to play triple threat offline for a little bit, whether, that's probably what I'd recommend if you're no money spent. Whether you have to play domination for a little bit, get off the ground. That's the most important part. And once you're off the ground with a serviceable enough team, then you can go into triple threat online. You can go into other modes and you can do what you need to do. I don't know how expensive the player market necessarily is going to be. It's probably going to be overpriced, right? And so that's one of the things that, I would, try to, tell you guys, try to save a lot of your MT right away. But the one thing I would say is, when I looked at the blog, one of the most important things to me was, sure, it's, it's not going to necessarily be easy with the auction house, but you're going to earn more MyTeam points by playing the game and by quick selling cards as well. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to earn, free packs, anything like that. But if you do get a good pull, you can sell them. Or if you get a flawless 10, I don't know how much of an impact that's going to have MT-wise this year. Like, what if you get 3 flawless 10s? You hop into triple threat offline and you win a game, right? Are you now going to make 500 MT for every win you get in triple threat offline compared to, 200 MT last year? What does that really look like? Those are the things that I'm personally wondering about, that I personally do want to see, because again, who knows what this, this new system with the, pack player market is going to ultimately look like, right? I don't know what it's going to look like, and I know a lot of players play the game also won't know what it's going to look like. Like, it is something that is completely new, and ultimately, who knows what it will look like. Now, again, players fluctuate in price. One thing I will say, release cards will begin to have their values reduced 3 weeks after they are released. So, week 1, boom, you can buy a card, And again, I don't think the way 2K makes it sound is they'll go down until 3 weeks after their release. So for no money spent squad players, at least it seems like for those initial 3 weeks, they'll keep the same value as far as going to sell them. At least their quick sell value, I do believe, or whatever the sell value is. So again, it's going to be a lot of getting used to the new game, the new way it's played, all of those things. But as no money spent players, I'm just going to say it. Relax, okay? Relax. You might have to play the game a little differently, right? It might not be as smart as me to go into MyTeam Unlimited every day before I have a good team, but relax. It's gonna be okay. Sure, there's gonna be people making a big deal about, oh, no money spent players, it's the end. It's not. Trust me. When you watch my No Money Spent Squad series this year, in which I'll play for an hour a day probably, we're gonna make one of the best squads in my team. I've got no doubts in my mind. Now, on that, will I grind the game enough to get, you know, the Brandon Roy of the world? Probably not. I'm not going to get Brandon Roy because, again, I'm not going to play the game enough. But what on that account, but what I would say is just be patient with things, right? And if you did get the pre-order bonus, you should just be fine. And here's the deal, guys. I know with the new Battle Pass system, you're not going to get the extra VC, the MT. I know there's going to be things you're not going to get. But relax. Everything is going to be okay. I know a lot of people are just freaking out like, Ty, I don't have the money for this. Ty, I don't have this. Relax. We'll get through it together. One way or another, I'll show you guys the avenue to being no money spent. I know people are freaking out. There might not be as many budget ballers in pack drop, stuff like that. But relax. It's all going to be okay. I promise you. I wouldn't lead you guys astray. I promise you it's going to be okay. Obviously, if you spend money on the game, you're going to have the advantage, especially with the Battle Pass system, with the MT and VC that comes with it. I'll be the first to admit and tell you guys that. But from my side of things, I've done No Money Spent Squad series for years past. And honestly, I think this is the best system to be no money spent than ever before. And I know that's a bold statement to make, but by just playing the game, if you're decent at the game, you got to be decent at the game, but there's going to be a mode that MT-wise is going to be decent to play. I remember back in the day, right, you would get so rewarded by playing Triple Threat online in the 2K19 days. I'm not going to say it's going to be that rewarding, but if it's something like that, you're going to be just fine. I promise you, you'll be just fine. Now, again, you're going to have to play the game a decent amount if you want to be no money spent. It's the way it is, right? You've had to play the game a decent amount in the past if you wanted to be no money spent. I think this gives you a better method, a better avenue than literally ever before. So I know, again, a lot of people are worried about no money spent squad, you know, with the auction house. And again, what I would consider telling you guys is the majority of the people that were no money spent in the past, or that have been in the past, would rather play the game than sit on the auction house. So yes, if you were a sniper and you just worked the auction house all day and that's how you were no money spent with the best squad in the game, yes, those days might not be as easy for you if you worked the auction house. I 100% agree with you on that. But if you're just like the average person that likes actually playing the game instead of just working the auction house, this year, in my opinion, you're going to be set up better than ever before. Again, that's my opinion. We'll see ultimately how it works. But with the new token system, previously, the old token system, tokens were useless. Tokens are more rare. They're not as prevalent. You'll get MT more. I think in general, it just sets you up for more success. We'll see what the deal of the day is like. Hopefully for No Money Spent Squad series, No Money Spent Ballers, it's worth it. I think card grading is going to be super, it's super important as well by just playing the game. But I do think Triple Threat and Triple Threat Online, as well as co-op, is going to be the no money spent way, right? There might be something in Supermax Unlimited as well that's worth it, and we'll have to see when the game ultimately does come out. But again, I know a lot of people are super worked up about, oh, Ty, this is such a pay-to-win game, this, that. The line that I'm going to hold 2K to is this, okay? That the MT is basically doubled for most MyTeam players. I don't know about you guys, but that is music to my ears. For somebody who's been asking for that for a very long time, make modes worth playing. Seems like 2K is taking a small step in that direction. Now, is it going to be executed perfectly? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, but I'm hoping it is in general. So, again, that's just kind of my approach to it. Obviously, if you do spend money on the game, you're going to have the Battle Pass system. That's going to help you out. You'll get MTVC along the way. But I think even for people that do not spend money on the Battle Pass, you're gonna be just fine if you do play the game in general. So that's just kind of my opinion. I need to know your thoughts down below in the comments. I think it's gonna be more fun than ever if you're no money spent and like playing 2K. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.